Morning everybody, how you all doing? Hope you're doing really well. So my moderator Steve, he informed me of a video of AY Audits doing an interview with Mystic Media, and apparently Channel 4 is about to do a hit piece on AY Audits. I don't know if they've already released it. It's already come out. I don't know, because I don't know when the video was actually made, but I'm assuming it was either yesterday or tonight that it's going to be coming out. And this is Channel 4 that is doing this, and I'll cover more of this in a live stream later at 2 o'clock. But it seems that the mainstream media is now coming after citizen journalists and auditors in order to shut them down. It's a bold move. It's a bold move, but it's one that we all saw coming. Obviously, the mainstream media isn't a free press. It's controlled by the state, especially Channel 4, because it's state funded. It's partially state funded. Not a lot of people know that. It receives some of its funding from taxpayers, just like the BBC. So when it comes to Channel 4, you've got to be very, very wary of their narrative, because it's obviously controlled. It's a controlled narrative. So obviously Channel 4 is coming out with the usual hit piece. It's going to try and destroy AY Audit's character. They're also going to dox his full name on there, and this is all due to the police doxing lots of auditors to the press. They do it all the time. They try and say your name on camera to try and shut you down, because they don't want the press interfering in what they're doing, because they know what they're doing is wrong. And this is, I count myself among them, because that's what I do. We document everything that they do, and they don't want that evidence, because eventually this is all going to blow up. The Starmer regime is going to come collapsing down, and all those people that were involved in its authoritarianism, the Starmer regime's authoritarianism, they're going to be up for trial. They're going to be held accountable for everything that they've done during this time. And time is no escape from this, as was proved by the Nuremberg trials. If you commit crimes against your people that go against their human rights, you're going to be held accountable for it at some point. And this is what the police don't like. Because when you see the auditors live streaming, it's live stream unedited. There's no narrative to it. They just show what's happening. They don't take it back to their news headquarters and edit it and try and post it in a narrative that fits the state's perspective on things. It's pure, raw, unedited reality. And that is something that the mainstream media can't compete with, because they can't do that. They have to spin a narrative, because they're controlled. They're controlled. There's no doubts about that. And for all my American and international friends out there who may watch this video, free speech in this country is non-existent. It doesn't exist. We're in very dark times here in the UK. It doesn't matter what Keir Starmer says. There is no free speech in this country, and I've seen it. There's a big clampdown coming on free speech. There already is, but also on free expression. It's evolved over the many months now. The protests originally outside the illegal immigrant hotels, they were allowed to more or less protest wherever they like, which is their right. They have a right to assemble. But the police have overstepped their authority. They've started putting protesters in pens, telling them where they can protest. If they refuse to go into the pens, they're threatened with arrest. If they refuse to disperse at a certain time, they're threatened with arrest, therefore making protest pretty much irrelevant, because if you have to leave your protest at a certain time, it has little to no effect, because the idea of a protest is that you keep it going until you get what you want. That's the idea of protest. But the police, using their nebulous laws, their sections to their section dispersal orders, have clamped down on that as well. As I said in the live stream yesterday, not only have they clamped down on all of that, they've also clamped down on what you can actually say at your protest. Speech is heavily policed. You'll find yourself in trouble, because they'll bring in these ridiculous hate crime laws, or the oh, you're causing alarm and distress, harassment, alarm and distress to people via your words, and they'll just arrest people or give them dispersal orders and then take them into the police station and give them draconian bail conditions which are designed just to shut them down and silence them so they can't reveal the truth anymore. That's what's happening in this country. YouTube, Facebook have basically become unusable. I've noticed, and my audience has noticed, comments just disappear now. Comments just go. Lots of comments are disappearing from my channel. They're even disappearing from the live chat as it's live. There's heavy censoring going on from YouTube, Facebook. I don't even use Facebook. I haven't used it in years because there's little to no point, because anything I would put up on there would instantly get removed and get me banned. So I don't use Facebook anymore. I think it's pointless. It's a pointless site. And I think this is where you, the audience, is going to have to come in at some point, because we're going to have to go to our fallback positions. I think a lot of content creators are going to have to start using Rumble and Twitter, because YouTube is an extremely far left site. It's controlled from Silicon Valley, which is notoriously far left and woke. And this is where the American side of things can come in. I think President Trump needs to come in and start putting restrictions on companies that silence people, that come down heavy on people, especially when they're based in the US, like YouTube. Yeah, you may come out and say, well, they're just following the laws of England. But I think we have to start and question, are those laws just, are they in the spirit of the law in keeping people safe? Or is it just to silence people from speaking out against the regime? I think President Trump needs to take a hard look at that and decide whether these draconian community guidelines that YouTube has brought in are really in the spirit of free speech for everybody. That's how he can help us out in this country, is by tackling the companies that are bending the knee to the Starmer regime. They're not even fighting it, they're just doing it straight away. It should be required that they fight this. And I think eventually we are going to see a total clampdown. We're going to see a clampdown. I think the Starmer regime will try to ban X, but YouTube will just be unusable to anybody right wing. They will just come out with community guidelines that just silence anybody that's right wing on YouTube. So it won't be banned. It will just mean that people on the right just can't use it anymore. They'll try to ban Twitter, and they'll just censor YouTube to a point where it's just unusable, like Facebook, in my opinion. But you, the audience, can play your part, because a lot of the reason why people stay on YouTube is because their audience refuses to move to different social media sites. And if you want to help out your content creators to keep out getting the word out, keep spreading the word, you're going to have to move with them. You are. This is something you're going to have to do. You may have to create Rumble accounts, which are free, by the way. You don't have to pay for them. It's the same as YouTube. You don't have to pay for them to watch the channels. You just have to create an account for free. Same with X. I know a lot of you out there, you don't like X, you don't like Elon Musk. But at the end of the day, what you're going to do, are you going to cut your nose off to spite your face? Are you going to say, oh, well, I don't like Twitter, so I'm not moving there? And then you never see your content creator again because he can't operate on the sites that you want to operate on. This is something you've all got to take in consideration. This is how you guys can help us out, keeping our heads above water in the situation. Because, like I said in my live stream, it's the audience that makes the channel. Without an audience, the channel is nothing, and that's what they're trying to destroy. They're trying to destroy that by making it hard for content creators to operate. So from now on, me personally, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be loading all my content to Rumble as well as YouTube in preparedness for what's coming. Also, I'll be doing it on X as well, load my content to X as well as a precaution. So if for any reason I get totally censored on YouTube or my channel gets removed, there's always a place where you guys can go and find my content and still keep in touch and that sort of thing. But it's on everybody. It's on content creators to start thinking about moving to other free speech platform sites, which Rumble is, and X, which is, you know, it's not perfect, but it's better than the alternatives that are out there at the minute. That's what needs to happen. And these walks I do, it's not just for my mental health, it's not just to make a video for you guys, it's training. I'm literally training and preparing for the total collapse of society, because I can see it coming. I can see it coming on the horizon. But these people we've got in charge now, with the damage they've done over the last year, you've just got to accept that, yeah, society is going to collapse at some point. It's going to get worse. And this is training for me. This is like, yeah, getting out in nature, do a bit of survival training, that sort of thing. You need to get out and do exercise, prepare. I'm telling you now, prepare for what is coming, because it's not going to be great on the horizon. As my friend Steve, we were talking, he mentioned in a DM to me on X, he said, no, it's like Terminator. It's like, you know, the coming storm. And he's right. There is a coming storm. And I don't think many people are actually prepared for it, because they still believe that it won't happen. It is going to happen. It's hard to explain to people. It really is how I see the world. And it's not conspiracy theory at all. It's not tinfoil hat wearing stuff. It's like you just have to observe what's going on out there in the world, in this country, and it's scary. It really is scary. So my advice to everybody is prepare for the coming storm, because it's not far away. This is Vindicator signing off.